Okay, I'm in the middle of setting up camp for the night, and it really got me to thinking that I haven't made a video on the 5 W's of camp selection. Whenever it's time for you to pick a spot to camp, you need to keep the 5 W's in mind. The first one is wood. Is there enough dead wood laying on the ground or dead standing trees that are in close proximity to me that's going to allow me to collect a lot of firewood in a short amount of time? Tonight it's going to get down to 18 degrees. I'm going to need a truckload of firewood. Right behind the camera here, there's 2 down trees. It's going to be perfect for that. Enough wood for all night. I also like to camp close to a lot of saplings, okay? There's a bunch of maple saplings around here, so if I have a bunch of camp tasks, like if I want to make a tripod to cook food, or maybe a tripod to make a smoker, things like that, I have plenty of saplings here to choose from. I also like to camp near hardwood trees. I don't like to camp near pine. They have a tendency to break in high winds. I don't want to do that, which reminds me, the next W is widowmakers. Look around you. Make sure there's no dead standing trees that are close to you that'll fall on you while you're sleeping. You also want to look at all the trees above you and make sure there's no dead hanging limbs that can fall on you at night. The third W is water. You want to make sure you're close enough to water, obviously, to gather water quickly, but you don't want to be too close that if a flash flood were to happen, you would get caught in it. The fourth W is wind. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's a lot of wind going on. There's a ridge probably about 100 meters that way, and it's probably another 100 meters to the bottom of this hill where all the water is. I like to stay right in the middle because the wind will be very, very high on that ridge, but if I camp down at the very bottom, it's going to be even colder. So I've picked the middle ground here. This is a somewhat flat spot, so this is going to be a great spot to camp to stay out of the wind. You also want to make sure when you set up your tarp, you're not setting it up to where the wind is going to blow all the smoke into your tarp and choke you out. And the final W is wildlife. You don't want to camp directly on a game trail. If a deer were to run through at night, maybe it got spooked, it would run you right over. They're creatures of habit. They're going to follow the path of least resistance, and they're going to run you over. Keep all these W's in mind next time you want to pick a camp spot.